Guys, up on this roof, formerly known as very ghetto roof nursing home. This is the cleanest I've ever seen this rooftop. You guys, I don't know if some of you might remember videos of this. Like a couple years ago, I came up on this roof. The hatch is over there, and I'd have to when I come out of the hatch and up this thing to get this area, it was 2 inches deep of pigeon shite everywhere up here, pigeon shite. And over here in this Aeon unit that serves their main area, I remember I opened this up and the filter was just full of pigeon shite and feathers. Well, April, it's a plug filter nonetheless. I'm not here for that though. Down here there was like dead birds, if you remember. And that guy just came up right when I was showing the director all the issues up here. He came down there and just reached his hand down and started pulling out the dead birds and putting them in a trash bag. So there's our other Aeon unit. So I'm here working on the walk-in cooler, and hopefully it's just a little low in refrigerant, a bunch of oil in that Schrader cap. So it's been a while since I've had to do anything on it, so it's probably just that. Got some bubbles in the sight glass there. You can see if my pressure's there. Get this thing out of the way. Not letting me. Anyway. Oh! Thing is so buggy. So buggy. Alright, so I'm getting ready to add a little bit of 404 refrigerant. Haven't had grabbed that off the truck for a while, man. Just been here rusting. So lately I have not even bothered to get out my manifold set. I took apart my little core removers and just keeping them in my Testo bag. I have the stems for the core removers in here, but I'm like putting these on here. It's nice because when you have a lot of pressure trapped between this transducer, you know, and then the low loss fitting, it'll build up a lot of pressure, get real tight, and it'll blast out the O-ring. It always sucked, so I've always been loosening the this tool off of the low loss fitting to blow it out a little bit so I can get that off. And now usually I just have nothing on here, like right here, and I can just loosen the low loss fitting till it gets tight and then just blow out the charge with this valve. It's real easy. And I also realized I could just connect hoses without changing, you know, going and get my manifold set. Such as this case right here. I just connected the hose, purged it. I'm ready to start drawing in some liquid refrigerant. I just stood over here to look. I just looked to look at my manifold set that's not there. I gotta look on my screen here. So I'm gonna start adding some refrigerant there. There goes the suction. There's my scale there. I add a little bit to see if it starts clearing up. See right through that microchannel coil. The other way. Looking through the fan shroud there, I'm glad that'll be. There's one thing about the microchannel coils that a lot of people hate, but you can see right through them. They're not like, oh man, look at that. It does that every couple minutes. The microchannel coils, you know, they don't have the tube in front of the tube, you know, with the way the air passes through. It's 1.5 pounds. Let's shut that off. It's starting to make a difference on the sight glass, but it's still not full. What do I got there? Okay, low side came up though, so it's gonna clear up. I was, you know, sometimes you don't know if you have a Warren TXV also until you start adding a little bit of refrigerant. So we'll go ahead and open this up and start adding a little more there. That's got cracked. You get a little restriction right there at the low loss fitting, so normal for the pressure to shoot up on my transducer there. Up to 2 pounds. I'm gonna keep adding a little extra. We got the receiver and everything. Just initially cleared the glass, so I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more. Add some because of the receiver and whatnot. should be an easy fix this morning. That's good. I had 3 different service calls set up for me today, and this one was set up as my 3rd one, and it's out here in kind of like the Northwest Valley, so up by Surprise. And then the other call was at Gilbert, and the other one's in East Mesa. So like, where do I go? So we decided I'm gonna go here first, knock this one out. It's gonna be real easy. One of them, my calls is for a mall, for one of those third-party maintenance vendors. They're, you know, and they're one of those crappy ones. You gotta call 2 different phone numbers to say that you're there, and 2 different phone numbers to say you're done, and all this stuff, nonsense. I hate it, and I'm not real familiar with that mall. I can't remember. It's way out east, but my coworker told me, oh, that one's one of the shittiest ones here. It is totally ghetto with some really old units, and that's what's so funny. These third-party vendors get in there and, oh yeah, we're gonna get you signed contracts. We're gonna maintenance your equipment. Didn't see when that stopped. We get these third-party vendors in there. They're like snake oil salesmen. They get in there and they're like, oh yeah, get all these vendors to sign, you know, they get these chain stores to sign maintenance agreements with them. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna maintenance your equipment and make sure it gets done right and all this stuff. And then they are the ones that have us come out and do maintenance and repairs, and they want to like just jip you on everything. You know, they don't want to pay you the regular rate for labor. They don't want to pay us the regular rate for parts. They want to like nickel and dime us down on everything so they can make a profit being middleman, you know, for these. And then, yeah, they don't replace units for crap, dude. They'll have us go and fix 30-year-old units. They'll have us put a compressor in, a 30-year-old piece of crap that's got a corroded ass old nasty coil and everything in it. Have us put condenser fan motor, compressor, everything in all in the same visit just to fix some 30-year-old unit. Just because they just want to see their bottom line for that year. So, and then we were forced to work on just shit for these people. You know, and they want us out right now, like their top priority. It's like, you're not even paying us our going rate. I don't even know why our company even does some of these companies, but anyway, I digress. So let's see, we got 63 low pressure, which equals 26 degrees going into the coil. Up here on the roof, I got 62, so it's got, you know, 37 degrees superheat still. That should come down, and as you can see, it's continuously coming down now. The box was at 55 degrees, so it's like, you know, about 17 degrees over its design set point. Sight glass is totally clear, so I think I went about a pound or so, maybe a pound and a half over full so far. A little more refrigerant will stack up in that receiver as the expansion valve throttles down, so I should be good since I just charged it without, you know, the box being a little warm. Oh, look at that, it keeps doing that. Well, it's a pretty neat thing using the built-in screen capture and split view, and at least now, you know, my with this phone, the Note 10 Plus, it's in this build or whatever software is in it, it seems to be letting my split view work with the camera and the Testo app at the same time. Before, whatever app I would touch, that screen would go live and the other screen would like freeze, be like you paused it. I couldn't like move the camera and have the Testo app update at the same time. It would freeze one and the other one would be live, but now they're actually both live, so that's good. But after a couple minutes, it seems to like go to the home screen, which is kind of odd. So, yeah. And a couple more ounces there. Should be good. Put some new Schrader caps on there. Those plastic El Cheapos. Yeah, and there you have it. That's just Testos with the low loss and the Schrader core removal tool. It gives me a ball valve to quickly tie in a hose and just add refrigerant or whatever without having to go get my whole manifold set. Works great. So looks like my Testo 667, I think it is, the manifold set, is probably going to see a lot less action now. Don't need to go get it for charging. And I can kind of still cram this in that pouch, but I think I'm going to go to Harbor Freight or something. I might invest in a new bag because this one's getting all tore up. There goes the screen again. Yeah, Velcro's kind of tough. Yeah, but see what I just closed my thing. So I'm keeping all this is my 5/16 to adapters. I use them a lot lately on those freaking mini splits. And then somewhere in here, keeping my stem tools. There they are. I got a bunch of different things in here. Yeah, so here's that. That's the new one. Trying to get the other one out. Gosh. There's the old one that blew apart on me. The rivet smashed, folded over or whatever when I was trying to use this on a unit that had an overcharge. I was running close to 600 psi. It shot out past this, so it let the stem come out. The seal that was right here that was, you know, kind of crushed down, kind of tight on it, it overcome it. It went boom, shot out at me, shot liquid right at me, man, right at my crotch. It really sucked. So anyway, yeah, so I've been keeping those in here. It's getting to be a little packed in here. So those cases are not cheap that I'm talking about. Harbor Freight, actually, they're not even all that cheap there, but they have these plastic weather-tight cases with the foam, and if you can cut out the foam for the shape, I think I might want to get one. It's a little bigger than that I can put these in there with all this gear. Use that for carrying around. Kind of cool if I could roll up and put one hose in there, but it kind of defeats the purpose. Or maybe just use one of those little short hoses for like oil, you know, pressure switches or something. I don't know. Probably defeat the purpose of it being simple in that case. I'll just put my probes in there. Maybe put my one other probe in there. Anyway, well, I should be good with this thing. Can't really see the pressure right now. There we go. Yeah. 30 superheat. That's actually getting pretty normal for a reefer unit. Sight glass. It's full. I'm gonna check it for a few more minutes. See if I need to do any more fine tuning. It's a micro channel with the receiver. I should be good, but I don't want to add too much charge in one of those bastards. With that, I'll catch you guys later. Where is my stop record?